Hi, this is Rabbi Chaim Kaufman. Welcome to our 252nd installment in the Torah portion of the week. We are holding by Parshas Pekudei, the last Torah portion in the book of Exodus, and speaks about, again, building the Mishkan as well, talking about the materials used for the work, the vestments that Aaron wore, the ephods, breastplates, the robe of the ephods, the head plate, etc. Moshe Rabbeinu inspects the tabernacle and the command to set it up. So there's a lot here. A lot here to speak about. So the Torah tells me in the book of Exodus chapter 40, verse 20. It says, he took and placed testimony into the ark and inserted the staffs on the ark. He placed cover on the ark from above. So what do I see? See that the Aaron, or let's say better, the Luchos, the tablets are put in the Aaron. So what's going on over here? So he said that he put the covering over the Aaron, over the ark. So says my Rebbe, Arav Agon, Ramosh Moshlita should be well, brings down Chochmah V'das commentary on Chumash, and he says there's something that's well known by rabbis that speak about the Parsha, or speak in general, and they say it's not that we in all the generations that we guarded the Torah, but really the Torah guarded us. Right? Famous statement. Not how much we put in the Torah, it's how much Torah went into us. So also we see there are places in the world where Jews didn't keep Torah mitzvahs. They weren't interested in keeping Torah mitzvahs. Say like in America, other places, in a short amount of time, they became impure by their environment. Until, God forbid, they intermarried. And they're lost. Right? Hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of Jews intermarried. Some places 70% intermarried, some places higher. And what did the great rabbis of the generation do? They worked hard in order that in every place they would put a vestige of Torah. They'd want to build Torah in every place. So Jews who live there would have a place to come, have a place to learn. Whether it be yeshiva, a kollel for married men, that would be the whole point. Strengthen the community. And it's well known that any place that has a yeshiva, that has a kollel, strengthens the place. That's why you have these kollim all over America. Many different cities. Again, the whole point is strengthening the people there. And my Rebbe here says this is a hint to the carrying of the Aaron. That it's not the ones carrying it strengthen the Aaron, that strengthen the ark. It's really the ark that strengthens the ones that carry it. Then what do we see? You see the power of Torah can have unbelievable effects even when the Jews are surrounded by non-Jews. Even when they're in a foreign environment. And there are many who make the mistake, as my Rebbe here continues, that they think that if we be similar to the non-Jews, the way we dress, the way we act, what we eat, it's going to be better for us. There won't be anti-Semites. But the truth is just the opposite. When they see that we're separate from them, when we're different from them, then they accept us Then they have patience because they understand we're not wanting to be like them. They understand we're only guests, temporary guests, and that they can handle. So a number of things here. Right, one thing is that we see what Torah can do. Even in the city, tens of thousands, millions of non-Jews. And unfortunately, the Jews want to be like them, want to assimilate. But what do we see? So the great rabbis, they understood. If you don't plant Torah there, Jews are going to get totally lost. Because we are affected by our environment. But you have a place to come learn. Send your kids to school. A yeshiva, a kollel, turns the place over. Makes the place much stronger in Judaism. Keeping mitzvahs. See, it's how much Torah we put into ourselves. It's not going to happen by osmosis. Torah has to be put in the heart. Torah has to be something, as King Solomon says in Proverbs, it's got to be something that you want, just like you want silver and gold. Said many times that, Bill Gates was known working 16, 18-hour days because he wanted to be number one. He wanted to be at the top. So I always said if we would want to do that with Torah and mitzvahs, we would have been Torah giants long ago. Problem is we're lazy. We're lazy. Gotta learn Torah, have it affect me. Make me want to change. Make me want to be better. But it's very easy to get swallowed up by the nation surrounding us. By our environment. We are a product of our environment. That doesn't mean you can't fight it. That doesn't mean you can't go against it. But you need a place to be able to go to. You need what I would call an Ari Miklat. City of refuge. You need a place of refuge to go, i.e. a place of Torah. Wherever you are. That's our way we fight against the outside world. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, people make a big mistake. What's the big mistake? Then why should I go back to these antiquated laws? God forbid. Study all this stuff. Of course non-Jews gonna hate us. We don't eat the same things they do. We don't do the same things we do. Anti-Semitism would end. Their claim is, if we be like everybody else. We eat what they eat. We marry their women. Anti-Semitism will go way down. Disintegrate. But the Rebbe here says, big mistake. The fact that they see that we're different. The fact that they see we're separate. They're willing to accept that. They're only guests. We're not going to be there forever. We're only guests. That they can fathom. That they can be sober. They're willing to do it. They're willing to suffer with us. Because we see ourselves only as guests. But if they see we're trying to take over, we want to be better than them. That's where the hatred comes in. It's not just you're here temporarily and you're going to be gone. Okay, that we can That we can deal with. But the fact that you want to be better than us, make more money, all these other things, we're not willing to be sold for that. We're not willing to take that on. But the fact you want to be like us, that's too much. The more we be like them, the more they hate us. So we have to stick to what the Torah says. As the old adage goes, if the Jews don't make Kiddush, they don't sanctify Shabbos, non-Jews make Havdalah. The non-Jews will make, Havdalah means to distinguish between the holy and the profane, but they're going to distinguish between us. They're going to separate us, give us a hard time. We have to do what we need to do. Being like them is not the answer. Just the opposite. Causes them to hate us more. Which a lot of people don't understand. They think the reason they hate us is because we're too outwardly Jewish. They don't want it. We're separate. We don't do the same things they do. Different holidays, different foods. A lot of things we don't do. And that's what causes us, God forbid, anti-Semitism. But the reality is, my Rebbe here says just the opposite. They tolerate us because we're different. We want to be the same, that they won't tolerate. We've seen it over and over again. Most places Jews have been thrown out of. They had it good in Spain, thrown out. France, thrown out. Germany, thrown out. All these places. Yeah, Jews were successful. It wasn't to their benefit. Had a negative effect. Poisoned everyone against us. God wants you to make a living. True. He doesn't want you to show off. He doesn't want you to stick in their face. That draws the ire of non-Jews. Being too fancy, building, spacious homes, etc. They'd rather we just be different and go away. Being like them and too much like them and better than them, they don't want. But they see you're different. You're only there temporarily. You're not living there like you're going to live there forever. Fame, right? You're not like you're living there forever. They can act that. That's something they can tolerate. You want to be like them, be better? No. And secular Jews have a very hard time with this. Because they'll say, just act like them. Just act like your culture around you. Why do you have to stick out and be different? That's exactly the point. God made us different. Separated us from the non-Jews. That's what He did. That's what we should be doing. Shouldn't be like them. Shouldn't celebrate their holidays. Have to show we're different. Otherwise, they'll show us we're different. I remember, growing up, wasn't religious, and still people made comments about being a Jew. Boggles the mind. Intelligent people making comments. Even if you're not religious. And God's showing you something. Could be they'll make comments even if you are religious. Think you're a fruitcake or whatever. Okay. But if you're just like them, very hard to fathom. Why are you saying that? I'm just like you. No different. but you do too much like them, you do better than what they do, yeah, they'll make sure you're different. They'll make you feel different, doesn't matter if you're religious or not. For a secular Jew, that's a hard thing to fathom. Because you don't really hold to Judaism at all. You don't do anything really Jewish. You don't do what God wants you to do. So why are you giving me flack? Why are you taking it out on me? Not doing anything wrong. Just want to live. That's precisely the point. You want to live better and do better than them. You're not saying that, but that's what you're doing. They take offense to that. My Rebbe here says, if you show you're different, they can act that. Not to be like them. Because it's temporary. You're only here as a guest. You understand you're only here as a guest. Oh, but if you think you're the owner of the palace, oh no. That's going too far. That's going way too far. Right, in this generation, richest generation in the history of man, plenty of multi-millionaires that are Jews. Non-Jews don't like it. They don't like it. Because now you're showing them up. One thing you're different. Okay. You're going to show me up? No. That I'm going to take high offense to. That I'm never going to let you forget you're a Jew. Make comments, do things. We have to realize what our portion is in this world. We have to realize what our place is. What our goals are. And what possibly the repercussions are. Because secular Jews don't think they're doing anything wrong. Not that they know anything about Judaism, but they think live and let live. I don't steal, I don't cheat. Maybe some do. But those that are honest, why are you coming out against me? What do you want from me? God's showing you. That'll never forget. And the non-Jews will let you know. Even if they're so cultured, they'll remind you. And it's a reminder to all of us. No matter what country we live in, no matter how safe we think it is. We have to remember we got to do what God wants. We have to be the best we can be. Because if not, we can easily get spit out. God can spit us out. Wherever we are. We have to remember what our purpose is in life. We have to remember why God gave the Jewish people the Torah. And what I should be doing with that Torah and that learning. And if a person throws off the yoke, they say we're going to be even better non-Jews than non-Jews. Non-Jews are going to let you know it's not true. And they're going to push back. And they're going to push back very hard, reminding you, no matter what you keep or not, they're going to remind you what you're supposed to be doing. And that we can't forget. Because if we do, then we know what the end result is. Assimilation into marriage. And then Judaism dies. That's what happens. So we got to keep fast, got to keep strong, no matter where we are. And remember what our holy purpose is. So I want to remind everyone that I give a class on duties of the heart every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Gate of Self-Accounting. Every Sunday, Pack Day, Book of Leviticus chapter 16. Death of the two sons of Aaron, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Israel Time. Tanakh Talk, controversial issues. 12:30 on Sunday, Eastern Time, 7:30 Israel Time. Noahide Nations. Going over Noahide laws. Every Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Israel Time. I have 2 Q&As. Tuesday and Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Israel Time. Pirkei Avos every Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Israel Time. And I have conversion classes. So anyone interested in any of this, find me on Facebook at Beyond Orthodox Conversion to Judaism or Michael Chaim Kaufman. Or you can send me an email, rabbichaimkaufman@gmail.com, RABBICHAIMCOFFMAN @gmail.com.